Hello, in this video I shall be discussing 5 topics. The first topic is National Protein Day. National Protein Day is observed on 27th February. This in fact started from 2020. So only last year we started observing National Protein Day, and this 2020 27th February was called as the first Protein Day. And this National Protein Day is taken up as part of Right to Protein, a public health initiative that is introduced in 2020. This right to protein was introduced by the central government as a public health initiative, a call for protein intake to the whole nation in order to fight health related issues and malnutrition and all. So this National Protein Day will reiterate on certain things like giving awareness to people about the importance of protein and educating people about protein and how it is benefiting to their health. So all the health benefits of it will also be educated to people. So protein is a macronutrient that is very essential to the body, human body. So this is what this National Protein Day will try to focus upon. And the theme for 2021 National Protein Day is Powering with Plant Protein. So the theme is specifying particularly the plant protein, importance of it, and adding plant protein into our daily diet. So this is about National Protein Day. The next topic is eDakhil portal. eDakhil portal is a consumer grievance redressal portal. So here the consumers can go into the portal and redress and give their grievances and their complaints, and they will be redressed. So this is eDakhil portal that is recently introduced by the union government. So eDakhil portal is in work right now in 15 states or union territories in India. This portal is developed by National Informatics Center, and this portal is as part of National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. As part of its recommendation, this portal is developed by National Informatics Center. So National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission will redress all the disputes and complaints of consumers about various things. But right now, until now, it has got no such portal like eDakhil, but it used to do it in all manual and paperwork. But now there is a particular portal for this by eDakhil. And this started from September 7, 2020, this particular eDakhil portal, and from then on people can go and do e-filing of their complaints in it by paying some amount of fee to this in the portal to this commission. And these complaints will be forwarded to the consumers commissions, and they'll go inspect and do the redressal work about the complaint. So this is about eDakhil portal. The next topic is Swachh Iconic Places, SIP. Swachh Iconic Places listing is recently released by the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Ministry of Jal Shakti is the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. So Ministry of Jal Shakti would release these Swachh Iconic Places in certain phases, and recently 4th phase of the listing is released. In the past 3 phases, 30 places are selected, and now 12 places are added to this 30 places already existing under Swachh Iconic Places. So these are nothing but the Swachh tourist destinations that are taken up by Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin Wing. So Swachh Bharat Mission was introduced in 2014. It will select some places and it will bring Swachh Bharat Mission targets in those places. And after achieving those targets, it will add those places to Swachh Iconic Places. So this is as part of promotion of tourism in India. So Swachh Iconic Places started from 2016. Though this is for tourism, it is not by the Ministry of Tourism but by the Ministry of Jal Shakti. So the 12 places that are recently added by phase 4 are Kalighat Temple. Kalighat Temple is in West Bengal. Ramdevra in Rajasthan. Sanchi Stupa. This is in Madhya Pradesh. Ajanta Caves in Maharashtra, Dal Lake in Jammu and Kashmir, Sun Temple in Konark, Orissa, Agra Fort in Agra, Golconda Fort in Hyderabad, Telangana, Jaisalmer Fort in Rajasthan, Rock Garden, this is in Chandigarh, and Kumbhalgarh Fort in Rajasthan, Banke Bihari Temple, it is in Uttar Pradesh. So these 12 places are recently added into Swachh Iconic Places. Now they are Swachh tourist destinations of India. The next topic is E-Parivahana Vyavastha. So E-Parivahana Vyavastha is taken up by the Department of Transport of a state called Himachal Pradesh. So Himachal Pradesh Department of Transport started digitalization of its transport ministry, transport department. So this is a digital services scheme which will include various services like issuing driving licenses and having a track of these licenses, and issuing registration certificates and giving permits and everything of such kind regarding the transport works through e-Parivahana Vyavastha. So this will help in enhancing the ease of doing business of Himachal Pradesh, and this is in line with the Digital India mission that is announced by our Prime Minister in 2014. So this is as part of Digital India mission, as it is digitalizing the transport department works. The next topic, the last topic for today is least developed countries. So this is T, least developed countries. So the countries of the world are divided into developing, developed countries, we know that, but also there are certain countries which are LDCs, they are least developed countries, they are lesser than the developing countries. And this criteria for least developed countries is given by the United Nations. So let us see the criteria first. They have to have least environmental things in their country, they must have least human assets, and they must be highly economically vulnerable. Economic vulnerability must be high, and per capita income must be very low. So environment, human assets, economic vulnerability, and per capita income. So these four criteria are taken up as the criteria for tagging a country as least developed country. So these countries have the lowest socio-economic development, and they have the lowest human development index. So when a country is with these kind of criteria and with lowest economic development, lowest social development, and lowest HDI, it will be tagged as least developed country. So this graduation of least developed countries will also be done. Sometimes if a country performs well and if it develops its environment, assets, human assets, and it is not anymore economically vulnerable, and it increases its per capita income, and when it does some socio-economic targets and reaches them, and when human development index of that country increases. So when these things happen, there can be upgradation or graduation of that country from least developed country to developing country. So this graduation will be done by UNCDP, that is United Nations Committee for Development Policy. So UNCDP will give this graduation to countries that are least developed countries. So recently Bangladesh is removed from least developing countries listing. So it is no more an LDC, it is no more a least developed country, but it entered into developing countries list. So this Bangladesh upgradation that happened recently is done by UNCDP, United Nations Committee for Development Policy. So these are all the 5 topics for today, and thank you.